Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Mackay Indoor Sports Arena. I'm your host, Cameron Walter, and this is the final match in the 2017 Indoor Cricket National Championships. Part 2 of our main event, the Open Men's Grand Final between the Australian Capital Territory and Queensland. It's the third year in a row these two sides have taken on one another in the big dance, and it's anyone's game. Get ready for a cracking game of indoor cricket to finish what's been an amazing tournament. Let's have a chat first to the captains from the two sides, starting with the captain of the ACT, Matthew Floros. Matt, massive game for both sides. Obviously, grand final, a rematch. The ACT, the first side to qualify for the final, a clinical victory over Queensland in the major semi. Does that give you the edge today?
I don't think so. No, indoor cricket's a funny game, and it can be whoever turns up on the day, I think.
A heartbreaking loss for the ACT last year, so obviously keen to avenge that this year. How much does that play on the mind?
A little bit. No one ever likes to lose a grand final, but we've come back to redeem ourselves, so hopefully we're lifting the shield up later today.
And what's your final message for your ACT teammate?
Good luck, boys. Play hard, play fair, and let's have a good game.
Well done. Well, good luck. Go and join your team. Let's have a chat now to the Queensland captain, Lyle Teskey. Lyle, again, another big game. You guys have done it tough, had to go through the prelim to get here, managed to get the job done against Victoria. Do you think you can bounce back after the major semi?
Yeah, definitely, mate. I mean, today's a new day, another game, grand final, anything can happen, so let's see how we go.
And a couple of changes to the side since the first two finals. Obviously, carrying a couple of injuries and horses for courses, all that sort of stuff. You've got the right combination today?
Well, we believe so, yeah. I think our squad has been so evenly balanced over the whole tournament. Any guy can do a job for us, so we're pretty confident with them. So.
And what's your final message to your teammates?
Just to enjoy the occasion, have fun. That's about it.
Very good. Well, good luck today, Lyle. Go and join your teammates. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Get ready for what will be an amazing conclusion to this carnival. The ACT about to take on Queensland. Having won the toss, they've sent them in. It will be Queensland batting first. But for now, if I could ask everyone here in the arena to be upstanding, it is time for the Australian National Anthem. And we see them shaking hands of what will be a cracker. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Cameron Walter. I'm joined now by Tony Panicasio, one of the assistant coaches in the Australian setup, coach at the New South Wales Open Men, a selector here at this tournament. So watching this game with great interest, I would imagine. Welcome, Tony.
Thanks, Cam. Really looking forward to it. After watching last year's grand final, I can't pick a winner at this point.
Yeah, it's very tough to pick. At the start of the week, it looked like it was going to be Queensland for all money. They absolutely destroyed the ACT in the first game, which we brought to you live via the Cricket Australia Indoor Cricket page. But what a reversal it's been with the ACT putting in a clinical performance in the major semi.
I think everybody knew after that first game that the ACT would get back to what they were best at, and that's building the pressure, fielding the house down. I'm not surprised they've won the toss and put them in. If they get the start they did last time, Queensland are going to have to dig really deep to try and withhold what they can do. They've been the two outstanding teams of the tournament. It's a fitting final, and I can't wait for it to start.
Neither can I. Why don't you, Tony, take us through the two team lineups for the 8 each for each team taking the court.
Okay, for Queensland, you've got Captain Lyle Teskey, Andrew Boyle, Rhys Dearness, Rob Fitzgerald, Adam McDermott, Jay Otto, Hayden Searle and Andy Byrne rounds out their 8. For the ACT, you've got captain Matty Flores, Vinesh Bennett, the ageless Vinesh Bennett, Luke Ryan, Timmy Flores, Grant McDonald, Benji Flores, the young gun, Brock Winkler and Alexander Flores.
So a couple of changes there to the Queensland side, as I said in the pre-game. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, well, as we were talking before, Cam, I think the interesting one is Andrew Boyle. Didn't play major or prelim finals, has been called into the big one. Bit of pressure on the lad, but you know he's a quality player, and I'm sure he'll be champing at the bit to prove that his place is deserved.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, played in both the grand finals over the last 2 years, so won't be a stranger to the big dance, but it certainly is hard to come in cold to a final series.
Oh, look, when you look at the quality of both teams, you could pick probably 10 out of the 12 and say you'd be confident with them. Big game pressure, though, that's going to be a different story. So.
Now, I mentioned also that you're a selector for the Australian men's side. Of course, tonight we'll be naming the Australian men's side to go to Dubai to defend the world title against the best in the world. Obviously, there'll be some players from both these two sides in that lineup. How much do you think that's playing on their mind?
Oh, look, at the end of the day, there's probably out of the 16 players on court, there's no reason to say that 16 of them aren't in contention. For those last couple of spots, these sort of performances can make or break that. So, you know, pressure's on, and those that can stand up to it will get the reward at the end of the day.
Absolutely. So if you're just joining us, quick recap of the other finals. We've seen South Australia win the Lord's Taverners Shield. Victoria won the 21 and under women's title. Queensland won the 21 and under men's grand final. And the Shield returned to Queensland in the open women's division. So lots of silverware for the Queensland sides at the moment. I'm sure our viewers supporting the ACT will hope that the men from the capital can arrest that slide at the moment. But they're going to have a tough job to do. It's going to be the very experienced pair of Jay Otto and Rob Fitzgerald opening the batting for Queensland.
Both these players have been pretty outstanding throughout the week. Fitzy, renowned as just the Iceman when he comes into these sort of games. Remember last year's grand final, he bowled that key last over that got them home. He's going to have to get them to a good start, though, because we know if ACT get momentum, it's going to be so hard to rest back.
It certainly will. So the ball is in the hands of Luke Ryan from the ACT. Jay Otto is on strike, Rob Fitzgerald at the non-strikers end. Our umpire is Michael Guest from Queensland, standing in another Open Men's Grand Final, so congratulations to him for that. But ladies and gentlemen, as we come to you live from the Mackay Indoor Sports Arena, get set. It's the final game, the big dance. And here it is, Luke Ryan to Jay Otto. Starts with a short one into the body. And called short. That's a great delivery to start.
There's a message straight away.
Yeah, absolutely. It's called no ball. And that's probably fair enough too. It's a shoulder height in the batting stance, and Jay Otto stood up, and that still nearly hit him in the shoulder. And he beats the bat of Jay Otto. Not a lot of feet movement there, playing away from the body, and a dot ball.
Yeah, it's very important for, I think, the ACT to bowl in those areas where Queensland have to actually move out to the ball. They're very good when you bowl at them if you don't get the length right. ACT's front court, we know what they can do if they're in the play.
And another great delivery, finds the edge and just tickles into the front court there behind square leg for two, or a single. And Luke Ryan looking sharp.
Really good awareness from Fitzy, though. He needed to get Jay off strike at that point.
So Fitzgerald will face the first ball for his innings. And another great delivery. I've got to say, Tony, and I know you've watched plenty of cricket this week, coaching in the division, obviously, but Luke Ryan for mine had a pretty slow start of the tournament, but he's picked up a yard of pace towards the end, hasn't he?
He's one of those guys that when you saw him at the beginning, you thought, okay, he's there, but his form in the last 3 games has been outstanding.
Another great delivery, chance for a wicket, a direct hit. The ACT have gone up.
Well, you'd like a freeze frame replay on that one.
Yeah, very tough call. It was a direct hit, little flick in there from the front court. Let's have a quick look on the replay. See, Ryan comes into bowl. Here's the flick. And gee, that's very tough. Tough for us to see on the replay there as well. But that just shows the ACT side ready. Fitzgerald wandering out of his crease and had to get back in there. Final ball of the over. Just down up into the batter's box for a single, and they finish the over. They get away with 4. 2 of them coming from a no ball. Very sharp over from Luke Ryan.
I think there'll be a relief from Queensland to get that no wicket start. Key for ACT is to get that first one though, because they really are the momentum team once they get on top of you. They look very composed actually out there. There's just that air of confidence about them when you look at them out there in the field.
Yeah, I think both these sides have had some spectacular battles over the last 3 years, and they know a lot about the vast majority of each other's teams. So there'll be, I think they know that a calm approach is probably the right one to start, but we'll see how that progresses through the match as McDonald starts for the second over. Starts short and wide and can't bowl there to Rob Fitzgerald.
No, at this level, if you bowl that length, you are going to be watching the ball hit the springs.
So an easy 2 brings Otto on strike. Yeah, still too much width, and another 2.
It's a very small margin for error because that ball is, probably only about a foot away from where he needs it to be, but at this level, you've got to be spot on.
Again, enough width for a quickly positioned Rob Fitzgerald to put that away for 2 runs.
Queensland will be happy to see double figures on the board early. It took them a long time in the major semi to get there.
And another 2 runs for Otto, doing it easy in this over. What can McDonald do with 2 balls remaining? Running through, the chance at the top, the throw is wide.
Yeah, Fitzgerald's smart enough to play that softly, gets it up high, he's always going to make that ground.
Final ball now. Again, width and put away for 2. A wayward flick from Winkler and a great over for Queensland. Very authoritative 11 from it, and they move to 15 runs.
Yeah, you can see even in the body language of both of them straight away, the batsman, there's a lot more confidence about what they're doing. It's interesting, this is one of the decks that during the week has probably played more to the guys that are doing a little bit with their hands and cutters rather than the outright quicks that go straight through.
An interesting move here. Matt Forrest has come on to bowl the 3rd over, bowling early in this attack.
Yeah, I think they feel the need that they've got to get that first wicket, so Matt is the guy who can do it for them.
Starts with a short pitch delivery that's called no ball and put away for 2 through square leg by Otto, so 4 runs to the total. A big delivery there for Queensland.
The umpires have been really strict on that call all week, so it's not surprising that they're calling that now with Guesty.
A little opportunity there, but a diving Otto probably would have been home. And again, Fitzgerald using a down-up shot, this time on the leg side. The Queensland batsman looking comfortable so far. It is again. Easy 2s at the moment, Tony.
Yeah, they're just not quite getting the length right. You just know that if they get that first wicket though, that the intensity will rise tenfold. Yeah, a little bit more shoulder in that one from Matty. Put more onto that one.
Yeah, got on Fitzgerald a little bit quick and not enough time to tuck it away on the square leg side. That time, enough time to take it from outside off for 2 runs. And all of a sudden, Queensland side, 25 with 7 balls remaining in the pair. And another 2 to finish the over.
And again, it was just that fractionally wide.
Yeah, the ACT had a very good first over to start from Luke Ryan, but the next 2 overs following up from McDonald and the skipper Matt Floros have allowed Queensland to ease their way to 27. And the ACT side will want to be careful they don't let this pair get away. They're within striking range of a 40-plus opening partnership.
I like what I see, though, here from the ACT. Alexander Flores is one of those guys who's been very effective all week, bowling basically off-pace cutters that are kicking. I think both these batsmen will struggle with that. They've had the ball coming onto the bat and they've done that easy. Alexander will test them on this deck. Then they can take momentum into the next pair.
Bowling around the wicket, starts well to Otto.
Yep.
Straight
away you see the difference.
Indeed, and Alexander Flores, I'm testing my memory here, but I've been part of the ACT men's side for a while now, but this will be the first time he's taken the court in the grand final.
Yep. Current Australian under 21.
Yep. Another opportunity, the throw is a little bit wide, an opportunity there to run through for an extra, but not taken, and Alexander Flores has put them on third ball.
And this is one of their strengths. When they get you on that third ball, the number of conversions they make is quite outstanding.
Luke Ryan and Matt Flores on the legs of Jay Otto, standing at the ready. It's third ball, Flores comes in. Chance for a catch, and that is out off the hands of Benji Flores and falls safely into the hands of his brother Matt, and the ACT side have taken their first wicket. You called it, Tony Panicasio. Alexander Flores has just changed the course of this first pair.
Interestingly, it also changed Jay's game. Jay came down trying to hit the big shot, where the whole time up to now they've just played the down up twos.
Just have a look in the replay there, you see he was trying to put that into the back court, but played across the line in the end, and good that Benji Flores got hands to it for the ACT. Here's Fitzgerald with 3 balls remaining. Into the front court, a chance, a direct hit, the big appeal.
Ooh.
The umpire says not out. The ACT side have missed 2 opportunities there at both ends. That was very tight.
That's close.
The direct hit you often find is out. Take a look here at the instant replay. Here's the chance to the keeper's end. And a direct hit. Oh, that was very, very tight. A diving Fitzgerald home in the end. Here we are back live with Flores to Otto. On the offside that time and put away for 2.
Just missed his zone again by that 6 inches, and he's been able to play the down up too easy again, relieve the pressure. It's been a good over from Alexander, though. He has changed the game up.
Yeah, at one stage these two looking pretty comfortable to get 30 plus, if not 40. Very important for the ACT side that they've restricted them to less than 30. We'll see how this ball goes. And it'll be 2. So 2 uncharacteristic overs from the Rockets have cost them, and the Queensland side have put on 28 runs. Now, given the context of the major semi-final where Queensland only scored in the 40s, that is a huge 28 for Queensland.
Outstanding start from Queensland. Key though now is you've got Lyle Teskey coming out with Andy Byrne. Lyle batted with Adrian Lasker in both the major and prelims. It's going to be a different pairing. I can see the ACT doing a few more change-ups at both these players because they're both very strong off their legs. If they put it in the wrong spot, these two will take advantage.
So we're coming to you live, ladies and gentlemen. This is the final game of the 2017 Indoor Cricket National Championships. We are here at the Mackay Indoor Sports Arena. Mackay certainly has turned on a fantastic fortnight for all of our participants across the 2 weeks of this carnival. And you are watching what will be an amazing conclusion to that tournament. 2 juggernauts of indoor cricket in the men's division, Queensland and the ACT. And the ball's in the hands of Benji Flores, the youngest member of the Australian men's team. He's bowling to his Australian captain in Lyle Teskey. Starts with the leg side.
Yeah, just didn't come back. He started, and you can see the tactic. They're going to try and go short into Lyle's hip. Normally Benji gets a little bit more swing with it. Good bounce though.
There it is again. A chance at the top. The throw.
Not out.
The gather. The throw was just a little wide. If that had been even a direct hit, obviously would have been out, but even halfway closer to the stumps, I think you'll find that would have been out.
Yeah, just that extra half metre to bring it back allows the batsman the extra metre to get home. Good fast pace from Benji though.
And again, pace and taking it away from Andy Byrne. Nowhere near enough time to get across to that one. I think he was expecting the same approach to him in shortening them and at the body.
I think it's good tactics to bowl away from him because he's another one of those players that at the body he's very strong.
Ready that time, not quite as much width. It's a down up, just a single, catching the back net there.
Very important last 2 balls though, because 6 ball overs, you can grab that wicket in the last 2. It's very hard to come back from. Get that momentum again. If they do, I can see them getting a couple.
And left by Lyle Teskey, having a good look at that one. A fallen away swinging delivery at pace.
A quality delivery from Benji.
Final ball of the first over to this pair. Short with width and an easy 2 runs for a batsman the quality of Lyle Teskey, and they take 5 runs from Benji Floris's over. So again, Queensland just doing a good job of seeing off that pressure first over.
Yeah, really important that you do that because one of the key things for the ACT, if they get 1, they often turn it into 2, which is one of the key things in their fielding. You just see there's a little bit of pressure building though. The longer they go without the wicket. Timmy's been another one of their guns this week with bat and ball, so good move to bring him on.
Yeah, Tim Floros, plenty of guns in this ACT attack. He is one. Looks like he's bowling around the wicket to Teskey. There's again short in at the body and behind that line. Good angle there, tough to play.
Yeah, Timmy's hit his lines all week.
Sort of a total you think Queensland will be happy with? Only scored 40 odd in the major.
I think 70 to 75 will be a hard total to chase today.
They won it with 75 last year, if I'm not mistaken. That one is a leg side.
Yeah, just that pressure valve goes off with the leg side.
Might have been 72, but certainly a score in the 70s is defendable.
Very much so.
Chance at the keeper's end. The slap can't hit. The diving Andy Byrne would have been close anyway.
Yeah, he's very sharp between the wickets, Andy. He's a supremely fit athlete.
Width and dealt with. 2 runs to Byrne.
Yeah, again, just missing that angle that he needs.
It's an example of the position that Teskey can get into to play that down up off his legs. Not finding the net on that occasion, but a safe single for Queensland. Final ball of the over now. Chance at the top end, the flick is wide. And it brings the over to an end with another 2 runs from it, and they move to 13, doing it comfortably at the moment, Queensland.
Yeah, look, what they've been able to do in both pairs so far is see off the first 2 overs. Sets them up for the 3rd over. Be interesting to see. I'd be tempted to have Vinesh bowl this one now if I'm the ACT.
And it looks exactly like what's going to happen.
He's another one of those bowlers who can bowl that kicker, just takes that pace away, creates that doubt in the batsman's mind, will bring in both the leg fielders very much into play. And again, an early wicket, momentum starts to change.
Tell me, Tony, is the Australian men's side locked?
Not at all.
Spots up for grabs in this game.
Most definitely.
Yeah, that's a quality shot from Byrne. Floros can't keep it off the net despite a leaping effort, and 2 runs off the first ball of the over.
Those ones were hitting the other night. At the moment,
Yeah.
I think there's about 3 or 4 that have been half chances. They just haven't hit the stumps at this point.
Yeah, that's right. Very similar to the first game of the tournament for these 2 sides. The ACT didn't look ready for that game. Are we seeing the same thing here now?
I don't think they're not ready. They just need that little bit of luck to hit one.
Chance there, the throw's high, but the
great
run was
areas.
not on.
That's where he's got to stay. He does that and he will create problems.
This Queensland side, so much depth in it. We talk about the changes they had to make, Lasku being injured and whatnot throughout the final series. Just any combination of 8 coming out of that team. There's another leg side from the ACT. Any combination from that team would be a red-hot chance in this match.
Well, I'm sure that there are other states looking at their bench going, I'd like to have 4 of them in my starter gate.
Yeah, correct. Driven, but straight into the hands of Brock Winkler on the 3-line, and another good early call of no from the Queensland batsman.
Again, they've one ball to go. They've survived the first 3 overs.
Chance, but it falls safe after the net. So 2 runs to finish, and they move to 20 with an over to go. Queensland looking very good at the moment.
Well, they've already matched their total from the other night in the first 7 overs.
Indeed, and looking for mine, Tony, the ACT have won a lot of their games of late on the strength of their fielding. The grand final that they won 2 years ago was an example of that. So if Queensland are able to get to that 70 or 80 run mark, I think they will be in the box seat, and it will be very tough for an ACT side to chase down those runs, batting second in a grand final against the kind of bowling attack that Queensland have. So they'll be very keen to keep this this over, to not go for many runs and attack the last 2 pairs.
And Brock's another one of those guys who will bowl a change-up, so it'll be interesting to see how the Queenslanders approach this.
Here's Brock Winkler. A defensive fend there from Byrne. It is a dot ball. It's good position there from Byrne. Doesn't find the net, but a safe single.
Yeah, look, I think if you offered Brett and Brian, the coach, 50 at the halfway stage, he would have been ecstatic, so they're on their target.
You think the ACT are too much of a momentum team, and that this good start from Queensland is going to be an issue for the back half of the innings?
Not really. I think the third pair is the championship pair, if you like, in any game.
And beaten outside off.
And I think you'll find that what the ACT will have to do is start to really go, well, we're going to have to hit this third pair with everything we've got. They do that, changes the whole complexion of the game. So whoever's coming out for Queensland will know they're in a fight.
2 balls remain. Full and outside leg stump, a direct hit. They've gone up, but Teskey's dived and made his ground.
He just hung that ball up high enough so that Lyle could make the dive and make his ground.
Final ball now to this pair. And it's a good delivery to finish. It'll be a dot ball, but another 25 runs to the Queensland total, and they've marched their way to 53 at the halfway stage of the first innings in the big dance. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your company right around Australia and the world. I'm Cameron Walter alongside Tony Panicasio. It's our pleasure to bring you what's shaping up to be an amazing clash here. Live from the Mackay Indoor Sports Arena through the Cricket Australia Indoor Cricket Facebook page and indoor.cricket.com.au. You should keep an eye on both of those, as tonight we'll be announcing the teams that will travel to Dubai for the 2017 World Cup of Indoor Cricket. And you heard it from one of the selectors, the team is not in ink yet. So what do we got? We've got 20 overs left in the tournament for some people to make an impression. And it'll be Andrew Boyle coming into the team.
I was noticing that. Interestingly, he's coming out into what is probably the key pair of the game at this point.
Yeah, batting alongside Reece Dearness. So this is a major moment in the grand final.
But these guys can get their 15. If you get 15 to 20 at this point, you're almost taking the game away. Whereas if you can hold these guys to single figures, then the last pair comes in with absolute pressure on. So it really is the key part of the game up to now.
So Benji Flores having a long discussion with his uncle, the coach and former Australian vice-captain, Billy Flores. Here he is to Andrew Boyle.
Oh, almost a mix-up. That was nervous. You could see he wanted to get bat on ball and get off strike.
Yeah, rightly or wrongly, the ACT side will probably feel like they have an in here with Boyle coming into the team, but whether or not they can take advantage of that remains to be seen. Here comes Benji Flores. Beaten outside off. So I'll be on third ball straight away. Lots of pressure here for the Queensland side. If they can see this off, though,
well, this is something they haven't done in the first 2 pairs. It's the first time they've been able to put pressure on early. Massive ball.
And it's a no ball. I think you'll find it was a front foot no ball from Benji Flores. He's been guilty of a few of those this week. So not only seeing off third ball, but 4 runs for their trouble.
A nice heavy sigh as he ran past this end too from Andrew Boyle. He's gone back to the ACT lines that we're used to from them in the lengths, making sure that you get the front court into play. That's the key difference so far already in this pair. A wicket will really put the cat amongst the pigeons here.
Oh, that's... Not sure he has. I think he's saying that it's bowled him. We certainly weren't sure. No, he's given it stumped. So he's suggesting that Dearness has wandered out and McDonald has just taken the bails off at exactly the right time.
I almost think he hopped as he actually went to play the shot.
Yeah, let's have a look here on the replay.
Oh,
he did
too.
That's some timing. He jumped up in the air. What a call that is. ACT take a wicket in the first over to this pair. Last ball, chance again, but not clean in the hands. And they get through for a singular finish, so no runs coming from Benji Flores' second over. That is a better start for the ACT to the third pair.
And the key here now is it's scoreboard pressure. They'll know that they haven't gone anywhere. The first 2 pairs have gutted it out and really got a good start. Another 0 or couple run over and they will start to look at the scoreboard.
So it's a Flores fest now. Timmy Flores out the back with the ball in hand. He'll be bowling his second over of the match now.
That's not hard in the ACT though.
No, not really. Here's Tim. Yeah, obviously
they've gained an extra. They've gained an extra leg here. You can just see the intensity of the ACT lift.
Absolutely, it's certainly what they needed, what they were missing in the first few pairs. Yeah, almost an identical result there, and once again, third ball of the over, and they are on third ball. So another critical moment in this match for both sides. We'll see the full and wide delivery here? Or?
I think so. It has to be. McDonald takes it, wicket at this end.
In at the body, and well dealt with by Dearness. Not sure if that was just poor execution or a different decision there from Tim, but Dearness up to the challenge either way.
I think he actually deliberately did that because all week he's gone wide.
Chance at the keeper's end, and McDonald can't gather it. That's a chance gone begging for the ACT side. Some people questioning why Flores is getting away with pushing off the back net. It probably looks a little bit worse than it actually is from your coverage, but the rule is designed to prevent the bowler from bouncing off the net and getting an unfair advantage, and that's been consistently applied over
all week. Yeah, the umpires have been consistent on that all week.
Not just all week, but maybe 10, 20 years. So, yeah, no issue there at all.
Again, critical last ball. They've survived this over. Yeah, well played.
Yeah, 2 runs from the final delivery. And they get 7 runs from that over. A good fight back there from Queensland as they continue to grind away and work their way towards an imposing total for the ACT side. I mean, we have to bear in mind the ACT side did score three figures against Queensland in the major semi, but that was in a game that was
different
over.
Circumstances.
Yeah, it was over halfway through the match, so
I mean,
very easy to get away with a lot more.
I said before that the Queenslanders could easily go to scoreboard pressure. It's the other way around now. If the ACT don't get a wicket in this over and the score starts to get closer to 70, then they get to the point where they start to overexert, maybe push a little too hard, lose that composure that we know them for. Calling on the big gun VB to come in.
Yeah, exactly the right spot to be bowling. Boyle struggle there, and with two fielders in the front court on the leg side and a fast approaching Benji Flores coming across the 3 line, that's a correct call of no.
Boyle's just adjusted too. He's gone a little bit wider outside leg stump.
Same result. They've fumbled it though. That's unusual for the leg side field there, but they've just gifted Queensland a run.
Yeah, that would have been a third ball situation. Very un-ACT-like. Grand final pressure.
And down and up, straight into the hands of Benji Flores in a dot ball. Much easier will it be for Queensland fielding second. They've obviously battered their way into the game. They're looking like they'll come out with a good total. So will some of that be a bit easier to avoid the grand final pressure affecting these sort of one percenters?
If you get a decent score, you certainly like to defend that.
Yeah, great shot there from Dearness. Just got himself at a position, didn't overhit it. Nice down up two, over cover.
One of the keys to his game is the ability to make the great decisions under pressure.
And back in at the legs there of Boyle, straight into the hands of the leg side field.
Again, really important last ball. If it's not a wicket, Vinesh needs a dot ball to create that third ball situation for the next over.
Advances, chance at the keeper's end and out all day. Boyle hitting on contact, but Benji Flores had all the time in the world to get that back to McDonald, and an easy run out for the ACT, a soft wicket to give away.
And that was the pressure of wanting not to be on third ball at the end. I mean, normally I don't see them running on that sort of shot.
You just see here Boyle coming out of his crease on the replay, hitting it straight to Benji Flores, and
he knew.
Yeah, they've converted that, no problem. So Alexander Flores bowled a
good move here again.
Good first over.
Good captaincy.
He'll bowl the 12th now. Andrew Boyle on strike. Dealt with well, a chance at the top. The throw is a little bit high. I suspect Boyle would have been home nonetheless.
They only need one wicket in this over to get that single-figure partnership that gets them back into the game.
In the body and straight into the hands of the ACT skipper. A diving Boyle expecting the throw to come back.
The interesting thing is he's seen the two on leg field. He's trying to give himself room on off, and Alexander's following with the delivery. It's a good contest at this point.
And dot ball there, short and wide. Just Dearness wrong-footed.
Yeah, he was expecting the ball at the body. He's gone back. Good tactics from Alexander here.
Chance, fall safe, the throw, and that'll be out.
Yep.
Brock Winkler makes no mistake there on the 3 line. I think sensibly didn't attempt to catch that. He just waited for it to land. And nice clean hands, good position, straight back to Vinesh for the run out. Another wicket for the ACT.
Again, the third ball option was with the harder shot, not the soft hands. As you called it, Brock could have dived, maybe missed the catch, knew that he had the run out time. Good hands from VB at the back. Now it's game on.
Yeah, the ACT really fighting their way back into this innings now with a couple of wickets in the late stage of this pair, but just 3 runs, 2 balls remain. It's a safe down up single.
That's a great shot there because he's got to get over a very tall Benji Flores to do that.
Indeed. And that'll leave Dearness to face the last ball for the pair. You said before they really want to keep him in single digits, and barring a 7 here, it looks like they've done that. Here it is, Floros to Dearness. And that's a great shot to finish the pair.
Shot.
Dearness, quality bat, and shows us why just there with a 2-run shot to finish. 6 runs for the pair, though. The ACT side have fought their way back into it. McDermott and Searle coming in last. How do you see the last pair playing out?
Yeah, look, young Adam McDermott, quality player. Searle, we know, great with the ball, but is there a question mark with the bat under this sort of pressure? That's going to be the key.
Certainly will. Now, Tony, I understand you're going to take a short break from commentary, so thanks for your thoughts so far. We'll see you again in the second innings.
Shall do.
And ladies and gentlemen, we hope you are enjoying our coverage as we come to you live from the Mackay Indoor Sports Arena. This is the Open Men's Grand Final at the 2017 Indoor Cricket National Championships. Queensland on 59 at the end of the third pair, having been sent in to bat by the ACT. Queensland are the defending champions. The ACT had won the year before, so it's one each over the last 3 years, and both sides desperate for the silverware this week. And as we see Luke Ryan with ball in hand, Adam McDermott on strike, and Hayden Searle's his partner at the non-strikers end, I'm joined by Clive Rose from the Victorian side. Clive, how are you going?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you.
How do you see it so far?
ACT has done a really good job that last pair, really pulled the game back for him, so could have looked a bit ugly.
Luke Ryan bowled a very good first over of the match and starts well for his second over. Yeah, Queensland were looking the goods to put 80, 90, even 100 runs on the board, but that pair's really helped peg them back. What do you think Queensland will be aiming for now?
I reckon they should be aiming for about 75, 80 runs. They can defend that with their bowling and fielding.
Chance at the keeper's end. Oh, it was just a delicate little flick back, and that gave Searle enough time to get home.
Yeah, we've seen this week the fielding is the best fielding teams have won the games this week, with the nets being really tight and a bit shorter. So I guess we're going to see Queensland bowl really well. It could be a tough get for ACT.
Here's Ryan, first ball to Searle. It's a down-up single. Good positioning there from Searle. Do you? Who was your tip before the start of the game, Clive?
I was going to, after the last 2 days, ACT for me. I feel like their bowling and batting has been really, really good since the start of the week.
And has that changed?
No, I think it's still ACT.
And 2 runs from the bat of McDermott with 2 balls remaining. Now the Victorian side in the prelim final last night, you just didn't want to go away, did you? You kept it right, alive right into the last over. That was a cracking game.
Yeah, we fought right to the end, so the boys fought really hard. We'd normally...
Down up chance here. The throw misses. Searle would have been gone for all money. It was a late call and a late response from Searle, I think.
Yeah, just bounced right off the top of the net there. Something that it's been a bit tough as a batter this week. Normally those are normally easy ones, but this week is bouncing straight back to the fielders.
So final ball for Luke Ryan in the tournament. He's bowling to McDermott. The score on 64. It's full and wide, and that's a good finish to the over. A bit of a giggle there from McDermott. 5 runs from it. Another good over from Luke Ryan.
Yeah, ACT bowled really well to them in the prelim final when they
to this pair
to Queensland.
Yep.
They changed it up a lot, bowled a lot of cutters into the chest and wide Yorkers, and it really stuffed up the Queensland batters' feet, and they struggled to get 50 at that game. So I think we're going to see a lot of that to this pair again.
Yeah, it's a critical little period. The difference, I think, between 70 odd and maybe even 90 odd will be massive. Queensland won the title last year with 72, so they defended that. I think they'll be confident they can do the same this year. Here's Winkler, a chance at the top. The flick is nowhere, and McDermott has all the time in the world. Was in no man's land.
Yeah, I think definitely this year has been a tougher batting deck to score runs on. So lower scores are definitely defendable.
Winkler continues, beats the bat, chance at the top, that'll be out. And they take advantage of a third ball wicket, and Winkler does the job for the ACT. You saw the ball previously that McDermott was very keen to keep the score ticking over and avoid third ball, and that's why the ACT, that is a massive wicket in the last little period here.
It's pretty well executed, that third ball, I reckon.
So you see here the ball is full and wide, and McDermott stopped and was out automatically. Beats the bat again. Oh, and McDermott thought he had an option there for a stumping. McDonald, we've got McDonald and McDermott, the non-striker, who probably could have had a ping at the stumps up this end, but I think the right decision there. So 3 balls remain in the 14th over now. Oh, what a delivery that is from Winkler. He's beaten Searle, all ends up. Very lucky not to get bowled.
It's the two wide balls and then a cutter back in, so they're really changing it up and really bowling well to their plan.
So it's third ball again now. Will we see the full and wide option again? Yeah, just too full and easily put away by Searle. So you mentioned these decks are more difficult to bat on. What about these decks for our viewers at home caused that?
Just a little bit slower. The cutters here are going a little bit more than what they normally would. I think last year was at Springvale, so they were definitely a lot harder to bat on. Good shot that.
Yeah, it was a good shot there to finish the over, so a good 2 there for Queensland, and every run is so valuable at this point. They move the total back to 64, but the ACT, they really have fought their way back into this innings.
These last 2 overs are critical, I reckon. ACT are a real, I guess, front-runner team. When they're going really well, it's hard to take the momentum back from them. So if Queensland, get away here and get to about 15, 20 runs the next 2 overs, I reckon Queensland have got to get a good game on our hands.
Yeah, so it'll be the ACT captain and Australian vice-captain Matt Floros now bowling the 15th over. McDermott is on strike. It's a down-up single. Lots of, I was saying with Tony Panicasio on commentary before you joined, Clive, that the Australian side is not locked. So this game is going to have an impact on the final makeup of that team. So I wonder if that pressure is going to play on the minds of any of these players.
Yeah, well, there's I think there's at least 10 to 12 players here that are in contention are playing in the World Cup this year in this game. And I can see Rocket and Ross Gregory over there sitting with his notepad, so watching intently.
Yeah, it'll be Ross Gregory's final year as coach of the Australian men's team, so we'll no doubt want a quality side to take away to Dubai. And those players that are fortunate enough to be selected will be desperate not only to win for Australia but also in Ross's last stint as coach.
Exactly right.
2 balls remain in the 15th over. Queensland are negotiating it well. Couple of 2s. They've moved the score now to 70. An important psychological barrier.
Looks like Matt's struggling a little bit with his finger bowl. Not bowling his normal pace that he normally does. I think he hurt his finger about 2 or 3 days ago, I think, in the field. So
yeah, keeping to his brother, as I understand it. So did have to sit out a couple of games, and as you say, coming back in, not bowling at the pace that we're used to from the ACT skipper.
Yep.
And I'm sure Queensland aren't too unhappy about that. Right. So Grant McDonald is going to bowl the 16th over of the innings. He bowled not the best over for the second over of the match. Too short to the opening pair of Fitzgerald and Otto. He'll need to really tighten up here if the ACT are going to keep them below 80 and in the 70s. Here's McDonald to Searle. Starts with a good delivery there, just inside the line. Tough to get them away.
Yeah, Searle just walked across there. Grant tends to bowl leg cutters a lot most of the time, so he's walked across, I think, to cover the offside, and he's beaten them on the leg side there.
So third ball again. What will we see here from McDonald? Same delivery, but got away. So an important little 2 there for Queensland. Safely south third ball, and now they've made their way to 72. Anybody's game at this point. Chance at the top, but McDermott too quick.
Yes, pass score, I think. Anything over 85, 90 runs is a very good score on this wicket, I think. And especially against Queensland being, one of the best fielding and bowling sides in the country.
So if you bat first and get par, is that more of that's an advantage because you have batted first? So even though it's only par, that the second team's got to come out and with that scoreboard pressure in a big game.
Definitely in the grand final, 100%.
2 balls remain. Jammed out, a chance. Half-hearted appeal there. A diving Searle gets back into his crease, and it'll be third ball for the final ball of the innings. So big moment once again. It's been full of them.
Yeah, Queensland got away with a lot of third balls this game. Don't know whether it's good batting or just missed the trick with ACT.
Here it is, McDonald to Searle. Short and put away for a down-up single. So Queensland have scored 75 runs. It's right in that par area, and it's the similar sort of score to last year. So will it be good enough once again to defend their championship against the ACT side? Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for your company as we take you through this, the final game of indoor cricket's national championships. I'm Cameron Walter alongside Clive Rose, and we certainly are enjoying this game. It's going to be an amazing finish, and do stay with us through the next 16 over period. Who's your tip at this point, Clive Rose?
I'm going to go with ACT. I think they've been batting really well the last couple of games. If they hold their nerve in this grand final, I think the way Queensland bowl, they tend to bowl really full, and ACT love to hit the back net and love to drive. I think it will hurt them in the long run, but yeah, my tip is ACT at the moment.
I'm fairly certain we'll see a fairly consistent opening pair of Vinesh Bennett and Tim Floros come out for the ACT. They've been pretty strong. How important is it for the ACT that those two get away to a good start?
Yeah, exactly right. I think with both sides, like I said before, ACT when the momentum's in their favour, they're really hard to beat, and the same as in Queensland when they're in the field. Things just seem to go their way. It just seems to hit the players' hands. It seems to ricochet onto the stumps all the time. So this first pair get off to a good start. Hopefully the other pairs can just contribute and edge their way to this 75 total.
As we saw, I think it was the first game the ACT played your side, Victoria. Wasn't televised for our viewers at home, but the ACT, you guys fought back and defending 80 and very nearly did it, and ended up being a tie in the end. But that was an example of a batting side. So it just happened to be the ACT, but giving themselves an opportunity to win the game in the last over. So even if the last pair come out with a score somewhere around the 40, 45 run mark, it's still game on. So this is going to go deep into the 16th over, I think.
I think ACT's batting pair probably are pretty strong and capable of hitting 35 plus because they are strong drivers, but they do have one or two pairs that are 50-50 sometimes, and that's what when we played against them first game sort of helped. The good pairs we couldn't really hold back, but the weaker pairs we nailed, and that's what brought us back into the game. So if those weaker pairs for ACT can get to about 15 to 20 runs, just edge their way there, then I think ACT will win the game pretty comfortably.
No doubt that the coach of Queensland, Brenton Bryan, and the very experienced skipper in Lyle Teskey will have in mind who they believe those weaker pairs to be. And we'll probably see some strategic use of the Queensland bowling attack. I mean, the reality is that the entire side can bowl, but so you think that'll be their approach? They'll be targeting specific pairs?
Definitely. I think they'll hit this pair pretty hard and try to keep them, take the wind out of their sails a little bit. If they get this pair, keep this pair to 10 or 15, it'll really put a bit of pressure on the ACT boys, knowing that this is their best pair.
Yeah, so a lot on the line here for both sides. It's national glory as we bring the national tournament for 2017 to an end. The title up for grabs. The ACT will need 76 runs to take the title back to the capital. Queensland have looked the best side all week with the exception of the last 2 games of the finals. Will we see them return to that form that they showed in Game 1, where they kept the ACT side to 34? It ended up being 24 after a couple of penalties. So,
yeah, like I think Queensland, what let them down last 2 games that they played was their batting, but they definitely came out today and really showed what they were capable of and what they've done during the week. A little bit of a hiccup the last 2 games, but they brought it together and they just show the team that's been used to playing in grand finals and used to stepping up in the big games.
yeah, that's been an asset in Queensland's column for so long as well. The fact that they've got so many players that have played big games like this, either for Queensland or Australia, and there's no shortage of that on the court at the moment, and on the bench for that matter.
Yep.
So Rob Fitzgerald, last year's player of the grand final, will bowl the first over for Queensland. He'll be bowling to his Australian batting partner in Vinesh Bennett, and Tim Flores is at the non-strikers end. Here's Fitzgerald. Starts with a 2. A little bit of a half chance there for the Queensland field, but Tim Flores is safe.
See a lot of cutters from Rob and the odd outswinger, I think. It's well bowled.
Yeah, watchful from the ACT batsman, but as you say, a great delivery there from Fitzgerald.
That's what's been really hard to play on this wicket. That length and those cutters that are jumping into the chest, really hard to get on top of and put into the top net.
Fitzgerald moves around the wicket. And that's a great shot by Tim Flores, into position early and hits a very safe down up 2. He'll enjoy that to get his innings going.
It's a good momentum thing, that leg side slap, I think. A lot of the batting pairs get a lot of momentum from that.
Fitzgerald comes back over the wicket to Bennett, and a deflection off the front court field there, and a diving Bennett had to do so to get home. A single to the ACT.
They've relied heavily on Rob this week, I think, to get them wickets and get them out of a rut the last couple of games. So if they can keep this over, no wickets.
Well, very fortunate to not have a wicket fall there. That flick in was nice and quick. Vinesh Bennett was nowhere near being safe, but Teskey couldn't gather it, and the Rockets get away with one ball remaining. And no called. 7 runs from the first over. Fitzgerald, the bowler, the ACT will be pretty happy with that.
Yeah, good start by ACT here. Rob, arguably one of the better bowlers for Queensland. Give him no wickets, really makes other bowlers put a bit more pressure on the other bowlers for Queensland and try to take wickets. So hopefully, for ACT's sake, they can really attack Jay Otto.
Well, characteristic of the first 2 pairs for Queensland is they didn't lose any wickets in the first little period there. So the ACT, if they can replicate that.
Yeah.
So Tim Flores will face the first ball from Jay Otto, who's returned to the Queensland side. And a shot from Tim Flores. Not much you can do about that.
No, I think Queensland seems a little bit predictable here going out the hip. I think they need to change it up a little bit.
And Vinesh Bennett gets 2 runs through the point region. 1 run. It's the back net.
Yeah, Tim seems like he sort of knows where they're going to bowl the ball. I think they need to change it up and bowl a couple of wide ones just to keep him on his toes. Mix his feet up.
And that one behind the legs of Tim Flores. Otto not happy with the call, but I think the umpire's got that one right. Just catches a bit of that line.
I think that was right as well, yeah.
That's a fuller and straighter one, and it's through. A misfield from Boyle and from Otto. McDermott, understandably not back there. I think he would have thought that would be picked up easily, and it's through for 4 runs.
Yeah, it's not, as a back stumper myself, it's not our job to protect the back net. The 3-liners' job's that. We just got to take the stump, so unfortunately for Boyle, it just sort of spun past him.
And a good comeback from Otto. Takes out the off stump of Vinesh Bennett, and the first wicket for Queensland. That's something that they'll love. They get a little bit of momentum back in their favour.
Yeah, a little bit of soft wicket there. I reckon they didn't need that ACT. They were going really well. So
just Bennett not playing the right, playing for a little bit more.
Spin, sort of slid on a little bit.
Yeah, just exactly as you say, slid on, took out the off stump. So 1 ball remains in the over. Straight to Dearness in the front court there, and a dot ball to finish. So 1 wicket from the over, but that back net 4 certainly keeps a little bit of positivity in the ACT score. They're on 11 after 2.
Even though they hit the back net and got 1 wicket that over, probably only a 1-run turnaround, I still think that wicket takes a little bit of momentum into Queensland's favour. So,
and it'll probably play on the mind of Vinesh Bennett. He's been one of the best indoor cricket players and batsmen in the world for a long time. He'll won't be happy that he's given up that wicket.
Yeah, no. I know it hurts him a lot when he gets out, so being playing against him. So
probably enjoy when you do get him out.
Yes.
Here's
Not
McDermott. And what a shot, but a chance at the top and just stuck in McDermott's hand. Didn't quite have a hold of it to dispose of it, but had he done that, Flores might have been in some trouble.
Bit surprised that McDermott's not bowling his leg spinners this year.
Yeah, I think spin is underutilised in indoor cricket. A lot of indoor cricketers don't face high quality spin, so any side that's got a good spinner in their side can wreak some havoc.
Yeah, we found that this year. We found that the spin is the hardest to face.
Driven and through. Otto gets a hand to it, but saves a single run, so they get 4. A little bit of intent from these two.
Yeah, like I said, the ACT boys don't mind a drive, so Queensland do enjoy bowling full for, that's sort of their game plan and back their 3-liners.
That's, I think, the 3rd or 4th time we've seen Tim Flores just move into that position and help himself to a down-up wire. Solid bat. 2 balls remain. Finds the edge there. A rash shot from Bennett. Again, looking to play the drive.
Yeah, I think that's the line they got to bowl. They got to change it up a little bit. They're going at the hip too much, and Timmy seems like he's enjoying it there. So really need to change up, bowl a couple of outswingers, wide outside off, and try to move them across.
Fuller and wonderful shot there from Bennett, but a great piece of fielding there to protect the net. Just a single. It's going to be a difference between these two sides as well. Is the Queensland are going to have to do exactly that and keep those down-up shots to singles and just maintain as much scoreboard pressure as they can.
Yeah, those when you hit 1 run, it's really hard, especially at 6 ball overs. You only get 1 if you only get 1 run off the ball. When you do get that wicket, it really hurts.
So Reece Dearness will bowl the final over to the pair. They've made their way to 20, so that's above par. 4 skins of 20 will win them the national title. But, Dearness 3 for -10, the first over of the World Cup final. Yeah. Can take a wicket.
And he bowled really well yesterday against us. He peppered my thigh, so probably do the same thing today.
He finds the edge of Bennett. He's gone up and starts well.
Seems like he's struggling to get bat on ball here, Vinesh. Normally he's pretty solid bat and never really misses the ball. Whenever we play against him anyway.
And I've got no doubt the front court are reminding him of that fact right now. And short from Dearness, but again just a single. We've scored a 21 with 4 balls to come. And it's good call of no there. And Flores, I think the call actually came from Bennett, realising that it was going straight to the fielder. So dot ball, important dot for Queensland.
So not a bad line that.
And another dot ball, so Dearness doing the job here. That one just short enough that Tim Flores couldn't get on top of it to play that down-up shot off his legs. Right in at the
ball.
hip. Yeah, big moment now.
He's going to roll here the outswing wide. Looks like it.
Just through the gap there from Floros. He gets 2 for the ACT side and sees off third ball. That'll leave Vinesh Bennett to face the final ball to the first pair.
It's a big ball, this one here, wicket, and really put pressure on the ACT batters coming in.
A very good finish from Vinesh Bennett, the journeyman of indoor cricket, and he finishes with 2. They get to 25, so above par, and it's a good start for the men from the ACT. You've called ACT a number of times. Is that the start they needed?
Definitely. I think anything 25 and above for them were going to be a really good start, especially we know really only 1 wicket in that pair. And I think from looking outside, I think the momentum is in ACT's favour at the moment. But again, now this is one of their, we're not their strongest pair. So hopefully that for Queensland's sake, they're going to have to come in hard and try to nail this pair to bring some momentum back into their favour.
Okay, well there you have it. And Clive, I understand you're going to enjoy the rest of the game as a spectator. So thank you very much for your insights. We've heard it from Clive. He's still backing the ACT in from here, but I know that'll be a good finish.
Yep. Cheers.
Enjoy the rest of the game. Thank you. That's Clive Rose, ladies and gentlemen. And as you see, 25 runs on the board. It's Grant McDonald and the young Alexander Floros playing in his first grand final at the national level, and the ball's in the hands of Hayden Searle. And starts with a dot ball. Hayden Searle, one of the best bowlers in this carnival. Looking a bit sore though. That's not necessarily the sort of pace I'm used to seeing him bowl. And I'm joined once again by Tony Panicasio in the commentary position. And Searle just bowls the leg side. That's a nice pressure reliever after the first ball. Dot, how have you seen the last 8 overs?
Yeah, I was not surprised that Queensland didn't go all out with pace to both Vinesh and Timmy. They bowled a lot of the change-up areas. But again, if you're ACT, you're happy with that 25 start.
There's a chance here in the front court, but a diving Floros is home. It was a great shot by McDonald, but the tight nets and a low net means that any shot like that comes straight down into the hands of the fielder.
Yeah, look, it's a very interesting second pair to have sent in. Sitting back out there, I thought maybe Lukey Ryan would have come in as a second pair, but Billy showing a lot of faith in these two.
And another leg side, so I suspect that means we'll see Luke Ryan and Benji Floros third and Matt Floros and Brock Winkler last.
Well, there's been a lot of discussion behind the box about where Benji will bat, especially after last year.
No doubt. So, Benji and Grant McDonald batted last in last year's grand final, and were in front at the start of the over, and Rob Fitzgerald changed that pretty quickly. But yeah, I think the ACT will just stick with the lineup that's worked for them in terms of Matt Floros batting last with Brock.
Yep.
And 6 runs from the first over, they'd be happy with that off Hayden Searle.
Good, but Searle was able to finish and put the third ball situation for the next over. I see similarities between this innings and the last innings from Queensland, where the third pair is going to be the crucial thing. These guys can gut out their 15 to 20. All of a sudden, then it's a third pair game again.
It'll be the Queensland skipper to bowl the second over to this pair with Grant McDonald on strike, and it is third ball, as you say, Tony Panicasio. Who are you backing in at this point?
I think it's too close to call. I backed ACT at the beginning of the match, and I'll stick with that, but at this point, I really don't know.
Here's Teskey. And bat on ball. Nice confident shot from McDonald. Not quite high, but it was in the gap, so safe too.
Hey, look, you know with McDonald that he will be aggressive when he can, and that's a good thing at this point, especially with lower bowling. You can't become tentative.
And not sure that Alexander Floros had a lot of idea about that.
Yeah, look, Alexander will just try and play within his game. He'll try and hit the down-ups, get McDonald on strike. A lot of deep breaths going down at the batsman's end there. Yeah, great shot.
That's a wonderful shot from the young Floros, and the ACT crowd and the guys on the sideline getting right behind this young man in his first national men's final.
And that was a classic example of him just making sure he gets the down-up right. And
another leg side for Queensland. So the ACT looking good so far, but if you remember the sequence of events during the Queensland innings, two very good pairs.
Yep.
And then the ACT fought their way back into the game. Not dissimilar from last year's national final. A call of no.
Yeah, good early call. He recognised he didn't get it above them. I thought Lyle might have bowled more change-ups in this over, and he's tending to bowl more with that sort of skiddy pace.
Driven chance. Oh, great flick there from Adam McDermott. If that had hit, McDonald would have been out. But there's that aggression that we've come to expect from Grant McDonald.
I think it's important he keeps playing his natural game. If it's there to drive, he's got to play the shot. It's going to take a brilliant piece of fielding to get that out. You can't do that every time.
So Andrew Boyle now, he'll bowl the 7th over. The grand final in the balance. The ACT are more than halfway there. Plenty of cricket left to go. Still some 10 overs remaining in the match, as I have to do some pretty basic maths in my head. McDonald will be on strike. So 2 questions, Tony. Not only how important is it that Queensland stay patient and wait for that opportunity, but how difficult is it for them to do that at this point in the game?
Oh, look, responsibility will come back to the bowler. If they can't hit their lines, you know that the quality of the batsman will find the nets, and that pressure valve will just release. Chance
at the top. The call was early again. And just smart cricket there from the ACT, and sharp again from Queensland. So it will be 3rd ball. Said Boyle's come into the game, but he's certainly a capable bowler.
Yeah, but again, McDonald, if it's up there and wide, I think he's got to play his normal game at it.
It's edge into the gap, and he's home safely despite a sharp piece of fielding, as per usual, from Rob Fitzgerald. Score moves now to 41.
Now, there's nothing worse from a coaching point of view to see him go out and then try and block one of those to one of the front court fielders. He beats leg side. Again, it's going to take a brilliant piece of fielding to get the wicket.
It's a safe down up shot into the middle of the court. Plenty of Queenslanders fielding the ball, and the traffic navigated well by Alex Floros.
Yeah, look, I like what I'm seeing from this pair. They're playing their normal game. They look very composed at this point.
Chance.
Oh, put down.
Unbelievable. What a moment.
Dearness reflexes knocked it up. Burnett full stretch, could just get his hand on it, and it just bobbled when he hit the ground, I think. Would have been unlucky out.
Absolutely, but you know, those are the kind of unlucky outs that can turn a game. Last ball here for Andrew Boyle. It's a down up, a slap there from Searle, and gee, that would have been tight. But Alexander Floros is home, and the score moves now to 18. This pair are doing well, but with 1 over remaining, it's just going to take, you get the sense, 1 or 2 wickets.
Again, you said it before, this is almost a replay of the first innings. A momentum over here again. If they can see this out, get near enough to 50, Queensland start looking up, they're going, it's only 25 in 8 overs. Big call on who's going to bowl.
Yeah, a little bit of discussion now between the Queensland captain, vice-captain and coach, the brains trust about who to bowl. You get the feeling they sense that the game is in the balance here. They've given the ball to Adam McDermott. What do you think about that choice?
Yeah, big call. I mean, he will pitch the ball up. He's good enough to move it around a bit, but again, if McDonald gets one to drive and puts it away. Oh, well, change up first ball.
Found the edge.
The brains trust knew what they were doing.
They certainly have. What a moment. Big wicket there for Queensland, as this pair were wicketless up until that point.
It's tough for the batsman at this point. You've had 3 good overs and you're thinking, I've just got to see it through, just got to see it through. Now there's a little bit of doubt. At least they've got 5 balls to make it up again. They've got to stay composed.
Driven and made up straight away.
There we go.
Unbelievable. You've called it. You said it straight away, TP, that he was going to keep playing his shots, and he didn't miss out then.
Well, that's a killer on that wicket. You get the 5, he brings it straight back. Yeah, good from Alexander.
And a shot there.
I don't think you can underestimate things like the Trans-Tasman experience that Alexander had last year, playing in pressure games against New Zealand, doing it well.
Well done from McDonald. Gets himself up the other end, and the scoreboard continues to tick over. 2 balls remain. The ACT are on 46, just about halfway through this innings.
You could just see the difference that 5 made after that emotional beginning to the over where they got the first ball wicket.
Fallen wide, it's into the Springs. I thought for a moment that was just going to drop straight down into Searle's hands and open up a run-out opportunity. But unlucky for Queensland, it did not.
Big last ball.
And happy with a dot to finish.
Yeah, good comeback in the over from the ACT.
Yeah, they've put on 22 for the second pair, and the ACT now are on 47 with Luke Ryan and Benji Floris heading out onto the crease. They'll be heading out feeling very comfortable with where the score's at.
Yeah, I can't say I'm surprised that this is the pair that Billy's chosen to send out. The question will be, do the Queenslanders bowl Fitzy at Benji in this pair?
I think I find it interesting that there's a lot of speculation about that. I think there's a lot of cricket under the bridge since that final over last year, but
I'm sure the Queenslanders will be reminding him of it.
Zero doubt of that. So, I mean, if that's something that they think was going to give them a little X factor in this pair, well, I'd like to see it. And look, if this pair continues the way of the first two and these two get 20-odd, well, then Queensland have little choice but to throw everything they've got at this pair. So that would include, you would think, Rob Fitzgerald.
Yeah, look, if I'm a Queensland coach, I'd be saving Fitzy for the last pair.
Wouldn't attack this pair?
I think they've got enough weapons. If they bowl well, they can still attack this pair.
Okay, very good. So it is the 9th over. Hayden Searle will bowl to Luke Ryan. Oh, confusion, a chance at the top, a diving Luke Ryan.
Not out. Good call. The throw was wide enough that a great dive from Luke Ryan. He really guts that one in to get there, and better throw, he was gone.
You just see here on the replay, there was some confusion between the two batsmen, but the dive. And Benji Floros starts with a down up 2 off his legs.
And a little subtle fist pump to the chest there from Benji. Got a good look at determination.
And just saw a little moment there between him and Rob Fitzgerald as well. They sort of touched gloves. And so following that last over last year, the two, of course, played alongside one another in the Trans-Tasman. No doubt Benji would have relished that as a learning opportunity from someone as experienced as Rob Fitzgerald.
There's the change up.
So Searle wicketless so far in this match.
He's certainly putting in the big effort though this over.
2 balls remain. It's a down up, but again off the net, so it'll be a single, a safe one. ACT will be happy with some singles for the rest of the match. Final ball now. Call of no, and they'll take 5 runs from the first over of this pair, and the ACT are now some 24 runs away from victory. Obviously looking good at the moment, but I don't think you or I, anyone here in the crowd or any of our viewers at home would be riding off a side like Queensland. They have got so much experience and ability out there on that court, and we've seen them bring games back from the brink before. Are we going to see it again?
Yeah, look, and I think this is going to be a key over. You've got Jay Otto coming on. He has the ability to swing it both ways. He will keep the ball up, and just like Grant McDonald, Benji, if the ball's up there, doesn't mind giving it a hit, so plays his natural game, and this could be a turning point over in the game.
So here it is, Jay Otto to Benji Floros. To down up, it'll be a single.
It's going to be interesting. He puts one up there again, and I can see Benji giving it the full treatment. He's got to back himself.
Benji or Jay?
Benji.
Change up there, and Benji
fell.
slips over, but it's fortunate that there was nothing on there. He gets back into his crease.
Just a little bit of angst on some of the Queensland faces at this point. They need a wicket to get some composure back.
What a great shot that is from Luke Ryan. I said earlier he's had a slow start to the competition, but he's finishing in a good way.
Without a doubt. He's really done his job to perfection in the last 3 games.
Three balls remain. It's a down up again. It's fallen safely, so another single. You see Otto trying to fire up his Queensland teammates.
Oh, look, they're starting to get scoreboard pressure. 20 runs away. You can't call it yet.
No, I don't think we can call it to the last ball, to be honest. 2 of them remain in Jay Otto's over. Behind the legs of Luke Ryan, just inside the line as it passed the crease, so it's a fair ball.
He has not bowled an in-swing of this over. 1 ball to come. Will he try to go for the 3-card trick to him?
It's a chance.
Oh.
And they get away with it. The flat shot there. 2 runs to the total and 6 runs from the over. That moves this pair to 11. The ACT within 20 of the total. 18 runs away.
Yeah, now the pressure does go back on to Queensland. They've got to start realising that singles are enough for the ACT. If they take another 8 to 10 in the next 2 overs without risk, all of a sudden, this game is almost to the point where you'd start saying one team's on top and can win.
So I believe Reece Dearness is coming back to bowl. Another lengthy discussion between the Queensland captain and coach. No, it'll be Lyle Teskey coming up to bowl. I hope the umpires noticed that changed. And Dearness has come up to the back sticks with McDermott going into the front court.
Yeah, they've made a few little changes out there, haven't they? Well, McDermott is renowned for his flick. So anything on leg side, 2 on leg.
So the Queensland captain has the ball. He's bowling to Luke Ryan. A chance for the fielder and a direct hit.
That's out. There's McDermott, we called him. Quick release.
Yeah, Benji Flores not happy with the call, but although the stumps were broken by Jay Otto, the ball still hit the stumps, so that is out. And we'll have a look here at the replay. Yeah,
Close.
just Teskey in the way of the camera there, but it was out and follows up with a leg side. You hate them after a wicket, don't you?
Yeah, you want the batsman to be playing straight after a wicket.
So the field change has an impact straight away. Driven.
Well
Luke Ryan gets back.
Yeah, good understanding. As soon as that shot was hit, Luke was not even basically a step out, turned. They're those pressure moments you want them to, go back to their skill set, do what they do all the time.
That is a fantastic indoor cricket shot from Benji Flores. Was 2 runs. It just shows that these 2 aren't going to let that wicket upset them. But Queensland, they are going to keep coming at them.
Well, it's the same scenario. Queensland need to keep this pair in single figures.
Challenge anyone at home to give us your tips at this point. It's still anybody's game.
Shot.
And he followed up with another spring shot from Luke Ryan. It's pretty to watch, especially if you're a fan of the ACT. Don't write Queensland off. Last ball of the tournament for Lyle Teskey will be to Benji Flores. Be a down-up single, a chance at the top, but plenty of time for Flores to get home, and they've fought back well from the loss of that wicket. Just 2 runs from the over, though, keeps Queensland in the hunt.
I think that's the momentum change that they needed to have. The first ball wicket gave them the opportunity to probably put more pressure. In the end, they've come out, they're 13 with an over to go. You take 5 or 6 off this over if you're the ACT.
Absolutely.
Andy Byrne to bowl. He's been bowling basically around the wicket wide, swinging away. That's into Benji's zone, and Benji will just down up 2s if that's all he does. It's been a tactic they've used all week with him. It'll be interesting to see if he has to change it up now.
Teskey having a little chat there with Benji Flores as he takes guard now to face the first ball of the 12th over.
Byrne coming over the wicket, so he's coming around.
Down up into the middle of the pitch, so a safe single.
Both these batsmen are very good on those shots, so this is really now a pivotal over. I can see them getting their 6 to 8 runs.
Sent back a chance, but Boros is home.
At some point in the over, Byrne's going to have to go much fuller and wider and just try and get the false shot out of them. Oh.
And it's another dot ball, so it will be third ball, and I know I've said this, I don't know, about half 1,000 times, but what a moment this is in the grand final. It's third ball.
Full and wide.
Queensland will be desperate for a wicket here to put as much pressure as possible on the final pair. Here's Luke Ryan facing third ball from Andy Byrne. It's a chance and it'll be out. Oh, Floros, he's made it. Thought he was going for all money. Big tall lad must have left pretty early then and he got home.
Left a bit early, now he takes 4.5 steps to get there.
So negotiated safely in the end. 2 balls remain now. The ACT 14 runs away.
Oh,
what a delivery.
How did that miss?
Tell you what, Andy Byrne has stood up here, hasn't he? He's put them on third ball midway through the over. He's bowled another great delivery there. Can he finish with a wicket for the Queensland side?
Well, I think Benji will be very cautious here. They'll be happy to just take what they've got.
Driven, chance, the throw is wide. That was out for all money. And I agree, I think the ACT probably should have been happy to take what they've got, but they're taking a very risky single off the last ball, but it's another invaluable run for the ACT. And their captain, Matt Flores, enters the court with Brock Winkler. 13 runs required from 4 overs. It doesn't
sound a lot.
So,
well,
for mine...
When does the Fitz factor come in? That's going to be the question.
The what factor, sorry?
The Fitz factor.
The Fitz factor?
Yep.
Oh, well, I'd be bowling him first, but he has won a game for Queensland in these circumstances, bowling last. A long chat amongst the Queensland players there in their huddle. They are the defending champions. They're a side full of absolute superstars. You can see that they're hurting. They're feeling every one of the 13 games they've played this week, including this one.
Especially in these conditions, you can't underestimate the fact of the humidity up here. Nice big crowd watching. The centre is a warm spot to be in.
How many wickets do you think Queensland require to win the game? So they're going to, I think they're going to need at least 2.
Yeah, I'd go 3.
3 wickets to win.
Yep.
We have seen Matt Flores in a couple of games this week where he's needed to drive and go the back net.
Oh, more than capable. More
than
capable.
Yeah.
Not required to do that at this stage, though. He'll just bang the springs.
And a dot ball to start. Teskey does the tidying up.
It'll be interesting to see how Brock handles it. I mean, he's a quality bat. but again, the pressure of the situation.
Can affect anybody. Chance for the Queenslanders. Can't gather. And they get away with a single there. First runs for the ACT captain.
I think the key here will be how long they can go through without losing the wicket, because that creates a little bit more tension on the Queensland fielders.
All that Queensland need to do is put this game into the last over. Whether or not the ACT are in front, the pressure will still be on them, just like last year.
It's a good ball.
And just behind the legs there of Brock Winkler. It's fair delivery. Feel a sense of anticipation amongst both teams and the entire crowd here, let alone us too, Tony.
There's going to be a key moment. It's about who wins that key moment.
Called through.
Chancy, but in the gap.
Scratching a couple of runs here are the ACT, but that's all they need to do. They're now within 10 runs of reclaiming the national title. Queensland are still coming. 2 balls remain in Boyle's over. And a leg side, that is a massive pressure release. And you just hear the ACT bench cheer that leg side probably more than they've cheered any runs off the bat lately.
Yeah, the bench jumped up as one then on that one. They recognise just how vital every run is now.
Final ball of Boyle's over. And into the gap, and 2 runs to finish, and 7 runs in the end. It was scratchy early, helped out by a leg side off the second last ball, and 2 runs off the bat of Matt Floris, and they move the total along to 70. This is looking a little bit similar to the same game last year, Tony.
Yeah, look, you've got Reece coming on to bowl now. He will certainly challenge them and ask questions. Again, I go, depending on what happens in this over, I'd be tempted to throw Fitzy in the next one.
Who else have we got left? Fitzgerald and is it Byrne?
Yeah, pretty sure they're all right. Key over.
Here we go. Dennis to Floros.
And there's that cutter straight away. He bowls a few of those and they're going to find it difficult to score. Can he hit the length again in that exact spot? And can the fielders execute if the chance comes? Pressure on everyone.
Chance. Oh, it falls safe. Can you believe that? It's just got a little bit bigger on Matt Floris than he was expecting, and the little paddle around behind square leg just popped up. And I think, has that caught the zip? Is that what that hit?
It did spring back quite quick too in the end though.
So riding a little bit of luck here are the ACT.
Expect the cutter away here.
And there it is, and well dealt with by Brock Winkler. Catches the back net, so it is just a single. Now within 3 runs of the Queensland total, but it's only going to take a wicket or 2. You called 3, I think 2 is game on.
Queensland will take 1 at this point.
Absolutely. It's in their chance here, top.
Out,
the throws are great.
Great hands.
That's a great piece of work from Jay Otto. And there is that 1 wicket that Queensland need, and that sends the ACT back into the 60s.
You've got to love that. Pick up and throw was quick. The throw was wide, but Jay Otto's hands under pressure. Grand final. Misses it, and the game almost is gone. That's super.
Certainly is. McDermott there again in the front court, was it?
Yep.
Big change that was.
Quickest release. He just gets rid of that ball so quick.
Taking their time to get their field right here. Looks like, yeah, very specific about who is where. They've left McDermott on the offside of the left-handed Winkler. This is the second last ball of the over. And he's put it behind his legs for a leg side.
Oh, that's the second time they've done that after a wicket.
Look, it's not the sort of thing you're used to from a Queensland side, especially one filled with as many superstars as this one. That just shows what the pressure and fatigue is doing. 1 ball remains now for Dennis. Called through for a single. The slap, they've gone up. It was a direct hit. I think, but Matt Flores is home and a single have finished the over. It was a good one for Queensland. They have kept themselves in the hunt.
Yeah, but now the decision has to be made.
Who do they bowl?
I'd bowl Fitzy. It's no good having him come on, and I know he did it last year.
Yes.
But I would bowl him now. Try and get that 1 or 2 wickets in this over.
Look, I agree. I would do the same thing. It's going to be Andy Byrne. We have to. I mean, he did bowl a very good first over. So.
Oh yeah, look, and again, it just takes one error from the batsman, one good piece of fielding from the Queensland side. But yeah, wow, tension.
Yeah, and it is very tense here in the Mackay Indoor Sports Arena. Thank you very much for your company right around Australia and the world as we bring you the final 2 overs of the grand final here, the Open Men's Division at the Indoor Cricket National Championships. It's all thanks to the Australian Sports Commission and Burleigh Seacombe.
Hello, we've got the change.
And of course the Mackay Regional Council, as Tony Panicasio has called it. A lot of deliberation there. Rob Fitzgerald has been thrown the ball. How do you feel if you're Andy Byrne and that change is made that late?
Well, he's hoping that
Fitzy
gets a couple of
here.
wickets.
Yeah.
I think it's the right call.
Yeah, I agree. Maybe a little bit of gamesmanship there in making the ACT wait, but here it is. Fitzgerald bowling the penultimate over of the grand final. It's 2 runs to Wickler to start. There's a chance at the top, but the throw not in play.
So the other issue is the clock. What is it, 1:30 left?
Yeah, not in play in a grand final.
In the grand final, of course, sorry.
Yeah.
I got too excited.
Yeah, and look, I mean, I think that's a sensible rule. We don't want to see any team rushing through the last few overs here. We want to see the best out of both. Fitzgerald coming back over. Chance at the top, but the flick or the slap went to the keeper.
Yeah, and this is where Matty really has to be exact in his calling. You can see that Brock's very edgy there. He was starting to go. Matt's called very early and made it very clear. Because the last thing you want here is both of them at the same end. Shot.
That's a great shot from Matt Flores against someone like Rob Fitzgerald. Another 2 runs to the total and scores are level. 9 balls remain. It's funny, any other team, you would think that this is just about game over, but I cannot write Queensland off at any stage. Through the gap and a no. Very cautious, these two.
Yeah, look, here's where the experience will come through. They've got to back themselves to be able to hit the good balls, defend, and then when the time comes, make that run. Pressure, yes, but they're good enough to do it.
They've gone up, and I think a good call there from the umpire. Queensland disappointed, but that's not at all off the glove of Winkler.
Nowhere near the bat, but it is a 3rd ball, and this is now almost the game. A wicket here, and wow, what a last over.
Yes. 3rd ball, pressure on. Rob Fitzgerald, the player of the final from last year. Can he work a miracle again for the Queenslanders? Here he is to Brock Winkler on 3rd ball. And Brock Winkler has stood tall and hit a down up 2 off Rob Fitzgerald. The ACT will go into the final over 2 runs in front, but is this a case of deja vu? They've thrown Fitzgerald at them, but the last over of the game last year, the ACT were in front and Queensland won the game.
I think the key here, and Brock's facing first up, if they bowl a good ball, respect it and block it and back your ability to hit that net when it has to come. If they can do that, they essentially need only run twice.
Yeah, if they can get at least 6 runs in front, they can block from that point.
Yeah.
2 runs in front now.
I'll give a quick shout out to my New South Wales boys watching back at the hotel on live stream. I'll get fined if I don't, so I'm going to say hello to them and hope the boys are being good.
Being good, is good behaviour necessarily an attribute of teams watching?
Always, always.
End of a tournament? Absolutely.
Okay.
So buckle up, ladies and gentlemen. 6 balls remain in the national final. 2 runs separate the two sides. Andy Byrne has the ball in hand. Brock Winkler is on strike. The national title is on the line. And a down up, it'll be a single. The ACT now move 3 runs ahead of the Queensland total.
I think the only way they lose here is a run out. I really do. It's the only way they should. Composure and they're home.
Byrne to Floros. It's up. It's a chance for Fitzgerald. The throw is not hit it. The gather from Dennis was good, but another single. They're now 4 runs in front with 4 balls remaining.
What they'd give for a net here.
A net here, it's game over.
Yep.
Four balls to go. And a 3. What a shot that is from Brock Winkler. What an amazing performance we have seen from this young man. The ACT have gone 7 runs in front with 3 balls remaining, and you see the signal there from the ACT captain. He's got 3 balls to block out. They can give up a wicket on the last over.
Block 2,
last ball.
run on the last one. That's a super shot, under the pump.
Yeah, Queensland will need a Fitzgerald-like miracle here. Byrne to Floros. Blocked out, 2 balls remain. Queensland need a wicket from both.
If they don't get it now, it's gone. Well, we said 3, and they did 3. Super batting. Under the most extreme pressure of a GF, knowing that they lost it in the last over last year. Credit to the ACT.
2 to come. Oh, wouldn't a wicket make this interesting? Here it is. And left by the ACT captain. And the ACT side, with 1 ball remaining, have reclaimed the national title from Queensland in another classic encounter between these 2 giants of the indoor form of our game.
Super game. It's befitting of a grand final. It's cliched. It's sad to see a loser, but the ACT have been the team that's done it on the day.
The last ball of the final. And a down up 2 to finish for the ACT captain. And ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. The ACT are the champions once again for 2017, and Tony Panicasio, what a fantastic indoor cricket match we have seen between these 2 sides once again, going deep into the final over of the final.
You can see what it means to the guys, having been in that position last year and lost. It had to be heartbreaking. Character from them to come back this year, chasing what was a demanding total on this surface. Credit to Queensland, they gave it the whole way. It went to the last over, but yeah, look, credit to the ACT. You can't be anything but happy for them, because to have come back from where they have last year, that's a phenomenal effort.
Absolutely no doubt about that, Tony Panicasio. And what about this Queensland side? Started the tournament by absolutely demolishing the ACT side. They've then come back in and been pretty comprehensively beaten in the major semi-final and pushed all the way by Victoria, but for them to then respond, bat first in the final, having been sent in and put 75 runs on the board and take this game deep into the last over, that just shows what a class side they are.
Lyle Teskey should be happy with his side. They gave it everything on the day. One mistake either way, and that's the game. ACT held the composure. We said the 3rd pair in both pairs was the key. That ACT 3rd pair, 10 runs better. At the end of the day, there's your difference in the game.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, please do stay with us. Coming up very shortly, we will have the presentation for our Open Men's Grand Final, where we'll announce the player of the final and, of course, present the shield to your 2017 national champions. And I have to say, ladies and gentlemen, it will be very, very interesting, as I say this, sitting next to an Australian selector or 2. Keep your eye on social media tonight on indoor.cricket.com.au. We will be naming the final 12 that will take the Australian shirts over to Dubai and have the task of defending the World Cup. So still more to come today here from Mackay. But for now, before we go to the presentation, Tony Panicasio, thank you for your company in this amazing game.
Thank you, Cam. My pleasure. It was great to have the best seat in the house.
Certainly was. And ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your company on behalf of Cricket Australia. The production boys here with Be Live. My name is Cameron Walter, and on behalf of the other commentators as well, it certainly has been our pleasure. We'll see you shortly for the presentation. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Mackay Indoor Sports Arena. We have just seen an amazing conclusion to our national tournament here between the ACT side and Queensland. What a grand final we have just witnessed, with the ACT side chasing 75 set by Queensland. Another epic battle between these two sides. Can you believe that once again it went down to the final over? But the ACT side good enough in the end, running out winners 84-75, making them once again national champions. So our congratulations to the ACT. Congratulations as well to the umpire who stood in the match, Michael Guest. And he has chosen the player of the grand final. A player who batted last and put the game beyond doubt with a down up 3 late in the over, ladies and gentlemen, Brock Winkler. Congratulations to Brock, very popular winner. We'll have a chat now to the runners-up coach, Brenton Bryan from Queensland. Brenton, obviously not the result you were looking for, but what an exhibition for indoor cricket. Another amazing battle between two fantastic teams.
Yeah, I don't know what it is about these two teams, Cam. They just seem to turn it on when it comes to the big games, and that's 3 finals in a row that have been really exciting, and just full credit to the Rockets today. They were just unbelievable, and under pressure to chase that score in these conditions has just been fantastic, so they deserve it all.
You must be really proud of your side. They were under the pump, having only scored in the 40s and 50s in the last 2 games, coming into the final and put 75 runs on the board. You must have been feeling pretty comfortable with that.
Yeah, I've just had that conversation with them, actually. Yeah, yesterday wasn't our best day, and we did enough to scrape through to the final and have another chance to test ourselves against the Rockets, and they fell just short today, and I did say to them that I'm really proud of the way they picked themselves up and got in today and really made the Rockets work for their victory. So, yeah, very proud.
And an amazing effort to take the game right into the last over. It was really anybody's game right down until that last scoring shot. Can you believe it?
No, that's two years in a row. I think I can understand why a lot of coaches are grey and if not grey-bald. So, yeah, it's a fantastic exhibition for indoor cricket.
Well, commiserations for today, Brenton, but congratulations on another fantastic tournament with the Queensland side. No doubt we'll see you here next year to do it again.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we're both in the final again next year. So thanks, Cam.
Good on you, Brenton. Brenton Bryan, ladies and gentlemen, the coach of your runners-up. Please keep your applause going, ladies and gentlemen. The 2017 runners-up, Queensland. Check. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it once again for your 2017 Open Men's runners-up, Queensland. That does, of course, bring us to our champions. I'd like to invite up to the microphone the captain of our championship side, Matthew Flores from the ACT. Matthew, how are the nerves, mate? That was another game going down to the last over.
A little closer than I wanted. I was hoping the first 3 pairs put on 35 each so I could just block the last few overs. But no, it's been 3 years in a row now against Queensland. It's always a tough and good game, and I'm just glad that it was close and we put on a good show for the crowd and the viewers at home.
Must have been doing it tough early in your fielding innings, Queensland putting on 2 very good partnerships to get off to a good start, but your side fought back really well.
Yeah, definitely. We knew if we stayed in it all the way to the end that we were going to create chances, and we ended up doing that. And it was credit to Queensland. They came out and put 2 good pairs up early and banged them up and put us under the pump, and very happy we just came away with the win in the end.
You must be pleased not only with your own performance but that of your team to chase a good total of 75 under an enormous amount of pressure with a national title on the line, and to do that against a quality side like the Queenslanders.
Yeah, definitely. I've got 12 of my best friends standing over there, so to achieve something that we've been striving for a very long time since I was quite young is very emotional for all of us.
Well, congratulations, Matt, on another national title. Go and enjoy it with your team.
Thank you, Cam. Cheers.
Ladies and gentlemen, keep your applause going for the 2017 national champions as they collect their medallions, the Australian Capital Territory. Ladies and gentlemen, the 2017 national champions, the Australian Capital Territory. And that brings a long fortnight to an end. We've had 2 long weeks here at the Mackay Indoor Sports Arena. Congratulations to all of the participants over the 2 weeks, and indeed to our national champions from all of our divisions. My thanks to all who were involved with the tournament, not just the players, but all of the support staff, coaches, managers and medical officials, as well as all of the family and friends that made it possible for all of these players to do what they love. On behalf of Cricket Australia, the rest of my fellow commentators and the production boys at BeLive, it has been a great pleasure bringing you another fantastic national final. Keep your eyes on indoor.cricket.com.au for the Australian teams, which will be announced later tonight. But for now, my name's Cameron Walter. Thanks very much for your company.